So we came to the end of week 6. Now we're going to start with pre-writing. Do you remember that prompt I gave you? In this prompt, you have to write a paper about transportation in the past, in the present, and in the future. And I said you're going to use 3 sources. And one of them is this reading that you just did. When your professor says he wants or she wants you to write a paper, and you have to use those sources, you have to take notes. You have to do the pre-writing on every source, right? So you have to collect ideas for how transportation was in the past, how transportation is now, and what transportation might be in the future. Next, I'm going to show you how you take notes. Let's start. Okay, so let's start taking notes. According to the prompt, your professor wants you to write a paper talking about transportation in the past, in the present, in the future, from 3 different sources. You just read the first source. So now let's take notes on the first source. So look at page 55 of your book and let's start. Sentence number 1. We are more than 7 billion people in the world today. Is that past, present, or future? That's present. We say today. So then, since it's present, then we're going to take notes. But we don't write a sentence. We don't copy the sentence. We write symbols and keywords. So today we are 7 billion people. So I'm gonna write here 7B, that represents, it's a symbol for billion population. This is what we call keywords. So now let's take a look at the second sentence. How do we get around? According to Chase, founder of Zipcart, 95% of households in America have a vehicle. Is that past, present, or future? It's still present. And what the information given to us here is that, so 95% of, and I'm going to say here, see, I'm not writing a sentence. I'm writing only keywords. In America, have what? Vehicles. So I don't write sentences. I write only keywords. Let's go to the next sentence. But this is not the same as in the rest of the world. Most of us around the world use public transportation. So I can say that this is different than the rest of the world. What happens to the rest of the world? So I'm going to say here, the rest of the world uses what? I'm going to equal here, public transportation. And I'm going to use PT to represent public transportation. All right, then I continue. In fact, according to UITP, in 2015, people around 39 countries took 243 billion rides on public transportation, and that number is rising. So we don't have to say all these details because we're writing for kids. So we can simply say that most of the people in the world use public transportation, and that number is going up. So I can put an arrow up telling me that the number of people in the world that use public transportation is increasing. Rising is going up. So we just finished reading the first paragraph. Then we go to the second paragraph. According to the American Public Transportation Association, public transportation is good for local economies. It creates many jobs because people need to get hired to run the business. What is this? Present, past, or future? It's present. So it says here that public transportation is good for the economy. Why? Because it creates jobs. Just a keyword. It creates jobs. In fact, all over the world, public transportation employs over 400,000. And in addition, your property is located near public transportation, its values increase. So it's good for the economy because it creates jobs. And it says here, example, 400,000 people, right, work for public transportation system. And I'm gonna leave it to that. Public transportation also helps the environment. There you go. This is still present. If 30 people ride a bus, then we have fewer cars on the roads. Fewer cars means less pollution and more clean air. Public transportation is also good for the environment, right? So I can write here environment. Why is it good for the environment? And it says here, because we use fewer cars, so we pollute less. So I'm gonna put here fewer cars equals less pollution. All right. So now I want you to complete taking notes. You finish reading the rest of the paper, and then when you finish your notes, you post your notes right here in this discussion board. That is the pre-writing. We're going to continue pre-writing when we do the second source, the video. Then we're going to pre-write a little bit more when we do second reading, right? So those are the 3 sources. Alrighty, guys, I am so happy. I can't wait to see your notes.